Hi everyone, this is Veronica, and I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I've been thinking about for the past couple weeks. Something that I've really lived through and just you to sit with, really sit with. So basically I had a conversation with someone that had basically a broken lens. And the broken lens is their reality or the way they view things with pain and wounds, traumas, abuse, anything like that, right? And because I can easily feel people, I accidentally stepped into this person's world. And without realizing that, I am literally living in two realities. I felt like I was split in two, and that I was viewing this person's like lens. I would say I stepped in that lens and I looked through it, I think I was trying to understand the person, but I went too far into that person and basically embody it. And I literally fell off. I felt off center. And the danger of too much empathy, when you over merge with someone's reality, we risk losing our own clarity. That was a big one. And yes, we can feel bad for this basically broken person who can't see beyond their narrow lens. Like literally it's like they view what they view is law, and what you can bring into the table that can advance them or bring them to a different clarity, they refuse and rebuke it, because what they see and know is their reality. It's what they believe in such a depth that they can't see any other way. It's like their lens are so in a box, and it is basically narrowed, and it's just, they can't look out. They can't bleed out of the box and outgrow the box. It's just that. It's really painful to watch and to see this kind of person, because in some way you kind of feel bad for that person. So let me continue my little thing I wrote down here. But even, like, let's say, even if they're family, it doesn't excuse their abuse. For example, when they have this small, narrow lens, their reality, they can't see beyond. So what they do is mirror their pain upon anybody, family, friends, which is basically abuse. Like, they could be manipulating, they could be gaslighting, they could be deflecting, they could take no accountability. Like it's, you're always at fault. It's just that they're gonna always, push back. There's no enlightenment, there's no awareness, there's no growth in them. It's just, this is where I want to stay and this is where I'm going to be. And if you try to push and put a mirror in my face of how I am acting, I will push you away, basically. So even if it's so good people, family or not, should never be weaponized their pain against who they claim they love, right? So that's why we need both empathy and compassion, which I'm very heavily on. I think this past couple of weeks I kind of went too much empath, and I literally tilted off into two realities and just wasn't stable. I was ungrounded, and I was just like, my mind was just chaotic. So empathy lets us feel their pain so we can kind of understand them a little bit. But compassion reminds us it's their battle, not ours. Even if they can't see it, I won't take it. We can care for people and still keep our feet planted in our own truth, what we feel, what's right, what's our reality, especially if we have been more aware, we've been working on ourselves when we're seeing. Now, if we are a person that has not been working on ourselves and we're just kind of like, again, narrow as them, then yeah, we're gonna have to not be so closed-minded as well. But we're talking about someone who's aware and who's enlightened and who is seeing above the lens. And how, like, then you ask me, how do you know you're that person, right? Well, you're always seeking to better yourself. You're always improving yourself. You're looking to enhance your awareness of, looking in people's reality and see what they see of you. And if you feel that there's a negative viewpoint of yourself, then you enhance. You try to improve on yourself. You're not trying to stick in a stagnant way. The So even they can't see it, people still keep our feet planted on our truth. Otherwise, we end up carrying battles that was never ours, right? So here's a reminder. Feel with others, but don't live for them. Your reality matters too. I really like to hear everybody's input on what you guys think of what I'm saying. If you guys lived it yourself, if you understand in the depth that I'm speaking about, because it is a really mind-boggling, and it's kind of sad to really think about it, to have somebody who is like in this narrow lens that they just can't see beyond what they believe is true, you know, and they're not open to see anything else. They're not open to evolve and not open to bring enlightenment into their life or help, or because they know they have these traumas, they know they have these faults, but yet they don't want to work on themselves. Yeah, that is where it's really at fault. You know, have empathy, but also compassion. Okay, don't embody them, because that's their battle that they have to fight. And we can't take people's battle, or we will lose ourselves. Stand grounded. All right, bye guys.